China is now becoming an increasingly responsible stakeholder in the rest of the world. China's investments alone in Africa in infrastructure are transforming that continent and providing opportunities. China's solution is not about a model being imposed on others. It's about a set of economic experiences which are concentrated around the need for infrastructure investment into roads, ports, communication that bring people together, can facilitate the movements of goods and services, and can also expand the breadth of communication, education, and knowledge. With this added is, of course, environmental diplomacy. China today is the leader on renewable energy systems and the leader on artificial intelligence, which is key in the management of such renewable energy systems. As a result, when you look at the United Nations climate change talks, China is now being viewed as the leading voice, advocating ecological civilization and advocating the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So from this perspective, China is trying to evolve its own soft power to be better understood as a force for global stability rather than altercation. There's a general movement in the Western media to try and demonize China in different aspects. I think this is driven by politics, it's driven by business, it's driven by a number of factors together. And I think what you see here then is looking at whether the teacup is half full or half empty. Sometimes people can look at the teacup and say, oh, it's empty, but they're seeing it as half empty. They can also look at the teacup and say it's full, but it's half full. And actually what you have in China is you have a multiple of different situations that are occurring at once in a country that's transitioning from its past very, very rapidly into a very fast-moving future. And in that complexity, it's very hard to take a snapshot and say, that's China. So you can focus on any one of those situations and say that that is China, or you can look at the multitude of those situations and say, let's try to understand what this thing is, what's happening, and most important, where it's going. I think China should react to demonization in the Western media by being cool. There's no reason to snap back, criticize back, answer back, get angry at the media. Leave them alone. The less you say, the less effect it has. Just get on with what you're doing. You're doing it right. You're really making a lot of progress. Just do it. And don't worry about what others say. Because ultimately, there's a Chinese saying, 水落石出. So when the water goes down, you can see the rocks.